Welcome back on the Tool for Dish It podcast. We are on today for a quick little mini-sode of behind the scenes. I'm your host, Angie Sorensen, and today it is just you and me. Before I get started, I just want to say a really big thank you to you because this year has been incredible. This podcast made a few more charts in 2021, okay? It made the charts in Denmark, Ireland, UK, Switzerland, New Zealand, Mexico, and Zimbabwe. Okay, that's crazy. So I'm really excited. It is thanks to you because you're listening, you're probably sharing it, you're liking it, all of this stuff. It is all helping. So I really want you to know what it actually means, what happens when you do all of that. The other thing that also happened is that the Tool for the Shit podcast was also selected as one of the top UK funny and comedy podcasts on the web by FeedSpot, who ranked it at number 10 in October this year. And then another thing happened too is that I was invited to be a top mentor on the Wisdom app. So I don't know if you know the app, but it's a new app. And all of this is because you are listening to this podcast. You are sharing it. You are liking it, including my guest as well. Thank you to my guest as well by the same token. But you guys, you are who are listening. You know, this is all really helpful. And that's what I mean. Like, you know, when you share it and you like it and you put a review, that's what happens on this other end. Like, that's how that is helping me. None of this opportunity would have happened if you had not done that. I would not have been selected. I would not have been in the charts. I would not have been asked to be a mentor, all of this stuff. So if you think that this can actually help someone, like this podcast, if there's any episodes, anything like that you find could help someone, maybe something has made you laugh or cry or touched you in some way, or was like, oh my God, that's some insight I never knew about. You know, some of these guests on this podcast, I mean, I love my guests that come on the podcast. There's always something that I'm learning each and every time on the episodes. And so, you know, I don't want you to just like keep it just to yourself. Like, why don't you just share it to a friend? Like, ask, you know, just press the share button. You can get a link on your listening platform. You could also just like do a screenshot and send it to someone, to a friend. You could share it on your social media. If you do it on your social media and you tag me in, I will reshare it on my social media as well. So if you wanted to tag me on Twitter and Instagram, it's Tool for This Shit. And then on Facebook, it's just my name is Being Angie. So when you do that, I'll reshare it. And that's it. So that's just like, I just want to say a big thank you because this is what happens. I think sometimes maybe, you know, I think as an individual, we don't always realize the impact that, you know, just have a nice word to someone saying, hey, I really like this, I really like that. Or when you like something, or when you share, when you write a review, you may not realize, but it has actually got an impact. And it's like all of a sudden there's this compounding effect, and then bam, you know? So that's why I want to say a big thank you, because every little thing that you do, small or big, it does have an impact. And I just want to say thank you. I wouldn't have been able to do this without you. So there you go. Now, today is obviously a little bit different than usual. You know, I said like today I was going to come on and give another how-to video of like behind the scenes of producing a podcast. So this was also something I created on social media. So it was just recorded on my phone. The sound is a bit different than usual, but I didn't want the sound to stop me from sharing it with you because the content is useful. So if you or someone that you know is a bit, you know, feels overwhelmed with creating a podcast, today this is really good because I'm talking about 6 automation that will make, you know, that makes podcasters' life easier. And I say automation, I don't really like those kind of words, but all it means is that something that you don't have to do all over again and again. You create it once and then that's it. So there are obviously more than 6 automations, but I just wanted to keep it to 6 for this one. But you will be surprised how many seasoned podcasters don't implement these. Like, you can hear this firsthand when I'm a guest on someone else's podcast to talk about behind the scenes of podcasting, you know, anything that has to do with production, hosting it, all of that stuff. You know, this year, again, thanks to you, because you guys are, you know, helping me grow and becoming more, you know, my podcast being known for what it is. So, you know, you can hear that I was on Quite the Interview, IT Tech Talk, Pirate Broadcast, Solutions Huddle, Learning from Smart People, that makes me laugh because I don't think I'm that smart. Anyway, but Misfit Nation, That Tech Show, all the, those are some of the podcasts that I was on this year to talk about the tech. And so, yeah. So I thought I would take that, and, that's why I created that how-to video for social. And then now I'm sharing it here with you because obviously it is more useful than I thought. I didn't realize until I got on those shows that it was like, oh, really? Oh, right. They were like, so I was like, yeah, why make it so complicated? Just make it easy. So, okay. So if you hear this and this is appealing to you, or someone who's overwhelmed about, podcasting, and let's say you listen to this or they listen to this, if you want help implementing these, if you want someone to actually, hold you accountable and help you with this, you can go to learnpodcasting.online. Where, look, I put the link in the show notes, obviously, and I list all of I say obviously because I say this every time, don't I? I always say, link in the show notes, and you must be like, yeah, we know. So, on that onlinepodcasting.online, I list all of my workshops. There's something for different budgets, including free. There's something for free. There's something there's a £49 one, and there's obviously things that are a bit more. There's the £600 and then £1,600. So, I wanted to share with you a testimonial from one of my students, and here's what she had to say. So this is Sarah Williamson, who's the creator and the host of the Drink Less, Live Better podcast. This is what she said. Are you thinking that you'd like to launch a podcast but are paralyzed by the fear of not knowing how to get everything you need together? This is the answer to all your questions. This course is beautifully put together and delivered. It gives you all the information you need in an easy to digest format with Angie, supporting you every step of the way through. I have bought a number of courses over the years to help me develop my business, and this one has been one of my very best. I highly recommend. 5 stars. So this was from Sarah, and you can actually hear her podcast. She's out there. She's already in episode 30 something. And I mean, she's taken, some other courses. I know she took B school as well. So she knows what she's talking about when it comes to courses. And so that really, I didn't expect that for her to say that. It was really, really nice. And so, yeah, that's it. So we're going to get started. Obviously, you can always contact me, DM me, emailing me if you have any questions or thoughts from this or any other episodes. My email is podcast@angie-s.com, or you can fill out my contact page on my website. You go to angie-s.com. I've, of course, linked it in the show notes as well. So, without further ado, the 6 automations every podcasters need to make their life easier. Let's begin. Hi, so welcome. I am Angie. I'm the host of the Tool for This Shit podcast, and I also host the platform learnpodcasting.online, which is basically a place where I help others create and release their first podcast. And there's really simple courses to get you from confused to a pro status in no time. So that is my aim, and I love creating a community of future peers. So I'd love for you to join me. But first, I would like to talk to you about 6 implementations that you can do. They are automations that are going to make your life really easy as a podcaster, especially if you do regular interviews. This is really if you have podcast guests on, and it does require a bit more logistics. So here are 6 main ones. There are a lot more other templates that I teach about, but here are 6 main ones. So the first one is the first one is when you want to reach out to someone to become a guest. Of course, you're going to customize it, but there is going to be a frame that is going to be the same. Anything from what you're about, what are the stats of your show, those kinds of things, the links to your show, all of that needs to be in every single email, like how they can get back to you, how they can book, all of those little things. Just put this in the template so you have that, and then you customize the body for the guest. The second one is once a guest has actually booked, and I will booked a time with you, and I always advise to get a scheduler, like Acuity, for example, and on there you can automate a response. So they automatically get a response from you with whatever it is that you want to say. So for me, it will say, first of all, I'm really excited. Thank you for booking a time. And also when they can expect a further email from me with the outline and the tech details. So that's just a touch point, okay? The third one you can also automate is your outline for the episodes. And so, of course, they're customized, right, for each individual guest, but there is going to be a format that is going to be the same. Usually the beginning and the end is going to be the same. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel every single time. And it's also good to keep you on track, make sure you don't forget things. So that's what you can include in that third automation is your outline template. The fourth one is the template that you send out. I said template, the email you send out to your guests before an interview, which is the information around the tech and how you meet. That is going to be the same every time. What you expect from them, how to get the best sound, where you meet, like, you know, the platform you use, the link, the password, all of that, you include that in there. The next one, which is the fifth one, is the template for all the marketing collaterals that you send to them. So that's the email that you send to your guests. Again, not all podcasts do this, but this is how it's going to help you stand out, is all of the marketing collaterals that you create to promote the episode, send it to them. And when you send it to them, okay, so you send that as, I include a WeTransfer link because otherwise it's too big for email. You have also, again, like touch points that you will include in there, like, you know, what's in the attachment or the WeTransfer link, you know, how they can tag you, thank you, you know, all of these things, put that in the template. Now, the last one I'm going to talk about in this video is the template, the email that you send out that includes the episode links. Now, of course, the links are going to be individual for each episode and you cannot foresee what that's going to be, right? Because that's what Spotify creates, Apple Podcasts creates, all of these platforms create their own link for you. They'll create the link for you. Now, the body of the email is going to be the same. You know, here's the Spotify, Apple, here for all the other platforms, you know, thank you for coming on the show, you know, I would love for you to share it, whatever it is that you include in there, that's going to be the same. Why are you going to be typing it all up again and again and again? You don't have to. And this is it. That's all for today. There are a lot more. Of course, I would love to see you join any of my workshops. You know, for details, you go to learnpodcasting.online. I've also included a discount code for the next one, which is in January 2022. And of course, you know, if you're watching this maybe like a year from now or so on, still click on the website link, learnpodcasting.online. Reach out to me on that website or check out the workshops that's going to be there then. And yeah, I'm really excited and, you know, excited to hopefully that you are going to join me because I'd love to help you get your podcast out there. I really love doing this. So have a lovely day and bye for now. And that's it. I hope this was useful to you. Don't forget I can help you with all of these. Just go to learnpodcasting.online where I list all of my workshops. I will go back to the regular guest interviews either on the 3rd or the 10th of January. Have a happy holidays and a happy new year. Until next time.
Using health inappropriately.